Good morning and welcome to all our children in the second session of this lesson, Deep Water. At the outset, I would like to refer to our Deep Water Part 1, where we have discussed William Douglas, his childhood experience. At the age of 3 or 4, he had to face a kind of severe kind of experience, a painful and experience in the beach of California, where he went there along with his father. The huge waves that were coming caused a lot of fear for him, and from there, actually, he has developed a kind of aversion for water. And then, after unfortunately, at the age of 13, when he decided to join uh, you know, swimming pool, YMCA swimming pool, and he wanted to learn swimming actually. So there also, it happened that one big bruiser, a strong built boy of 18 years came, and uh, by doing a kind of friendly prank actually, he threw him, ducked him into the deeper end of the swimming pool where he was almost drowned. So and that actually had a great influence in his life till his adulthood. So when he fell into the water of the water into means the swimming pool, he had to experience a kind of he had given a very elaborate description of his mental condition, mental state when he was going down at the bottom. He said that he was, though he was in the midst of the water, he was trying to save him desperately, but he was not out of his wit because he planned. What was his plan? That as soon as he reached at the bottom, he would strike very hard with his leg on the bottom of the swimming pool and will try to come on the surface of the water, but that didn't happen actually. So that much we have seen in part 1. So in part 2, let's see again. I'd like to start with the text. The style of narration here, the first person narration, it is obvious because this is a kind of autobiographical element is there, personal life, his experience has been shared with the reader by the author, and that's why naturally it should be a kind of first person narration. That's why it started with I and I. Okay, so I stuck at the water as I went down, expending my strength as one in a nightmare fights an irresistible force. I had lost all my breath, my lungs ached, my head throbbed. So this is the expression he had given, that his lungs ached, and his head throbbed. Okay, I was getting dizzy, but I remembered the strategy. What was the strategy? I would spring for the bottom of the pool and come like a cork to the surface. Okay, that was his plan. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms, and thrush with my legs. Then I went. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. So this was his plan. But did that work actually? Absolutely no. Now I went down. Now he said that that was his plan. But what exactly had happened with him? I went down, endless. I went down and down, endless. I opened my eyes, nothing but water with yellow glow. Okay, he opened his eyes, but he could see only water around, all around him. And then sheer stark terror seized me. Everywhere he was being seized with a kind of fear, terror that knows no understanding, terror that knows no control, terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. Okay, this is how he expressed that terror. He said that it has no control, no understanding, and nobody actually can describe that if he had not experienced by himself. His condition now: I was paralyzed under water, stiff, rigid with fear. Even the screams of my throat were frozen. Okay, so he could not scream even. He couldn't utter any word even. Only my heart and the pounding of my head said that I was still alive. Now in this way, this went on. Then the midst of the terror came a touch of a reason. I must remember to jump. Again he remembered that that was my plan. I must have to act on that. But the jump made no difference. When he reached down at the bottom, he tried to jump, but actually that was of no use. The water was still around me. I looked for ropes, ladder, water wings, nothing but water. A mass of yellow water held me. So this was the condition in the midst he felt in the midst of the water in the swimming pool. Now what happened? My legs would not move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened. Now he was desperately, needed some help, and that's why he was calling his mother, but no response. Nothing happened. Meaning here given dizzy, having a sensation of wheeling or giddy feeling. Okay, and stuck, severe, hard. Now, what we have seen in this part of the text that you will see, the heading I had given, stuck at the water. He found himself stuck in the midst of the water. Okay, so the important points here: a great force pulled him underwater, and he was getting dizzy. He went down endlessly. Then stark terror seized him. His arms would not move, and he tried to call for help. Nothing happened. He sucked for air but got water, and then all effort ceased. He felt like sleeping. When he woke up, pool, he was vomiting. When he woke up, he found himself on the side of the pool and he was vomiting. The chap who threw him in said that he was only fooling. Okay, but the narrator had nearly died. Now we'll go to the second part of the text. Okay, and we'll try to see what's there in here. And then strangely, there was light. I was coming out of the awful yellowish water. At least my eyes were. Means as he was, reaching near to the surface, his nose, he could see that the light could be seen, but the yellowish color only he could see. My nose were almost out too. Then I started down a third time, but from there again he was going, submerging downward now. Okay, I started down third time now. Okay, I stuck for air, only got water. I wiped out fear. Now what happened? Now as he was going downward, now he felt a kind of relaxed, because every effort, everything was coming to an end. He felt a kind of the all effort are being ceased, and he found himself as if all hope has gone. Now what happened? It wiped out fear, it wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice, to be drowsy, to go to sleep. No need to jump. Too tired to jump. Means he was, till now he was trying everything to save him. He was desperately trying to reach out of the water, to grab something to save his life. But now all his efforts were over, because he had tried everything and nothing was happening. Now actually he was becoming unconscious slowly, and that's why he found that everything has come to an end. The things are quiet, peaceful. There is nothing I'm afraid of. Why need not be afraid? Afraid, the sensation of fear will remain with you till you are conscious. So he was living actually losing that consciousness. Okay, now it's nice to be carried gently, to float along in space, tender arms around me, tender arms like mothers. Now I must go to sleep. I crossed to oblivion. Oblivion means forgetfulness. He was forgetting everything, and the curtain of life fell. He could see or feel that life is coming to an end for him. The next, I remembered I was lying on my stomach beside the pool. Now after that he lost his consciousness. What he could remember is that next, when he woke up, okay, came to his consciousness, he found that he was lying on his stomach beside the pool, near to the pool, and was vomiting. The chap that threw me in was saying, he was saying something like, but I was only fooling. Someone said, means he stated, the voice said what, that but I was only fooling, actually I didn't know that he can't swim. Someone said that the kid nearly died. Be all right now, let's carry him to the locker room. Several hours later I walked home. I was weak and trembling. I shook and cried when I lay on my bed. I couldn't eat that night. For days a haunting fear was in my heart. The slightest exertion upset me, making me wobbly on the knees and sick to my stomach. So this experience had a deep, deep influence in his life. It went along with him for a long, long time, and he had to fight really a lot to get over that fear in the next part of his life. Okay. So the meanings given here: oblivion, forgetfulness; wobbly, unsteady. Wobbly means unsteady seat, not when you cannot stand on your feet properly. It's called a wobbly feet. Okay. Now haunted, to make uneasy or restless. Now the gist of the lesson of this part, the second part that we have done: fear constantly haunted him. For days he was constantly haunted by the fear. What was the effect of that? The fear, you'll find. He never went back to pool. He feared water, avoided it whenever he could. Whenever he went near to water, the terror would seize him. His legs got paralyzed. Icy horror would grab his heart. The fear stayed with him as the years rolled by. So this much we have done. A few pictures I had given here: the trout, different kind of fish. You will see the cascade. Also that will be referred in the next part of our lesson. We'll see I have given one image here. Now homework, few only 3 questions I had given for homework. I suppose you will do complete this homework. Okay. First one is, what is the misadventure that William Douglas speaks about? Number 2, what were the series of emotions and fear that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool? And number 3, how did his experience affect him? This is very, very important question, comes repeatedly in the exam. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll see in the next class deep water part 3, and that will be our final and last lesson of this deep water. Thank you very much.